What's going on, Shark fans and NHL fans? So, I know I'm a little late, but the recent news, of course, is that Doug Wilson officially says they're keeping Todd McLellan for at least next year. Right now I can't say I love or dislike this move. Right now I'm just kind of indifferent. I understand supporting him. I don't think it's all his fault for this past season, but he's on a short leash, and I think Doug Wilson should be too. But unfortunately, the ownership, the whole Shark Sports and Entertainment, or what used to be Silicon Valley Sports and Entertainment, seems like they just love Doug Wilson. I don't think they ever have the balls to fire him. So those of you who've been at least wanting him to be gone, I don't think he's going to be gone for at least a year or two. Of course, McLellan could be fired on the spot if something really serious happens in the season. There's going to be not a lot of holes to fix, and some of it, I think the defenseman position has been addressed. I don't know if they're going to try to get younger or not, because right now we just heard Brad Stuart has signed with this team after trading for his rights. I think it's $3.6 million in cap hit. I think it's just a little bit of overpay. It's kind of inflated in my opinion, but they got him, and I think that's what the Sharks wanted. I guess it's better money than I guess Luke Shen, because he's making the same cap hit as Luke Shen of the Leafs. A lot better value there in Brad Stuart, I think. So now what you have in the pairings, you have most likely Dan Boyle, Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Second pairing would be Brent Burns, and now Brad Stuart. Third pairing, you got Justin Braun, who should be re-signed, Jason Demers. That leaves Douglas Murray. I think he's going to be the odd man out. Logic points to that. I could see him trying to trade him in a package. There's things that need to be done, and I like better depth defensemen than Douglas Murray. I think he's lost it. He was horrible when he was paired with Brent Burns last season. Just not the same anymore. He's kind of worn out his welcome, in my opinion. Dan Boyle, as I said before, I think they could listen to offers. He has a limited no-trade clause, so I think there's 8 teams that he can't be traded to. I think I'll have a list in July, but we'll see what happens, what we do with him. His contract kind of annoys me, but it is what it is. I know some of you defend him to the death, and I understand, but I think we need to get younger there. Forwards, though, here's where things get a little dicey. We got our top 6 pretty much all kept. The bottom 6, a little uncertain. I think Daniel Winnick should return. I hope we re-sign him. I think it would be smart to. Gagliardi, kind of a bust of that trade. That trade is going to haunt me if Jamie McGinn starts scoring 20 to 30 goals a game, because I wouldn't be surprised. I thought he was going to be a future second lineman, or second line forward, and Ryan Clough, I would have rather replaced him, traded Ryan Clough, and put McGinn on the second line, but that was just me. But the Winnick, I think Winnick is good for penalty killing. I think we should keep probably Tommy Wingles. We'll most likely re-sign Ben Ferrio. But when it comes to the rest of the bottom 6, Michael Hanzus, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a buyout there. That we can't really trade a whole lot with the top 6, except the bottom line, which we're not going to trade Couture. Maybe trade Pavelski if in a package. But we can't trade Thornton, can't trade Marlowe. They got no trade clauses. What do you do with the bottom 6? That's where I need to see addressed. The defensive forwards are bad, and we haven't had exactly defensive-minded forwards, exception of Joe Thornton, really. I'd like to see a better third and fourth line, at least upgraded. I think the fourth line, for the most part, with Desjardins being added in, should be okay, but third line, things get a little dicey, and that's going to need to be addressed. The other things that need to be addressed is don't trade for Rick Nash. I do not want to see us try to throw the kitchen sink at Rick Nash. I don't think one player is going to solve the holes that we have on penalty killing and defense. I mean, we just need better penalty killers, and we probably need a little bit of better system. This is the thing with McLellan. I think McClellan's capable of being good, but at the same time, he's got to learn to adjust better, because a lot of teams, I think, have adjusted to the Sharks' game plan much better, and they defend shots. They don't, the Sharks do not create quality chances. They have a quantity and just kind of throw whatever at the net, but it's not working. That system, it feels a little outdated, because teams that play defense know how to stop it, and Sharks have had inability to score against quality teams. I think we need to get rid of that Jay Woodcroft guy. I hope he goes. I think Matt Shaw, I hope he goes, but changing assistants isn't going to do everything. There still is going to need to be a system change if the Sharks want to be good, because as I said, it's outdated. McLellan's going to need to somehow adjust his game plan a little bit better because the game's evolved a bit more, and we're going to need to see changes there. So let me know. You like the Brad Stuart signing? I'm really indifferent because I think it's a little bit of overpay, but better pay than some of these other shutdown defensemen being made more. But he's a little bit overpaid in my book. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought. And how much of a leash are you going to give Todd McLellan? Because if this team starts showing no signs of not a playoff team, I would fire him in the middle of the season if possible. I would. And I would try to be searching. Doug Wilson, I think he's still done the right moves, but some of these players just don't play good penalty killing, and that's an issue. I think there needs to be changes on the bottom six, and maybe one minor change with the blue line. But most of the top six has said the top six is pretty much locked up. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later.